Good morning, Knicks fans. Big Nick Burt with the Big Knick Energy. And we needed some energy last night, man, to end that game. I don't know what happened. That fourth quarter is like a dream, a nightmare. Sorry for the delay in uploading. I had to do a little drama before I did this. But hey, it's nice to wake up and laugh and have something to laugh about. So Mark Berman, Stephen Bondi, thank you for the laughs, for the jokes. If you haven't checked out that video, it's the last one on my stream. I'm not going to link it. I'm not going to talk about it. So, those Knicks in the fourth quarter. It's a dead horse, man. It's a dead horse. We've been talking about 48 minutes of basketball all year. All year I talk about the best teams play 48 minutes. They're here for 48 minutes. Not 32, not 25, 48 minutes. And let me just say, let me put my positivity up there first. They played dominant basketball for 3 quarters. Dominant basketball for 3 quarters. And some observations I can make for how we've been playing recently versus, the January stint. Recently, without a point guard, because we don't have Rose, Kemba's kind of been like, So when Kemba doesn't bring the ball up, Randall has been pushing it. He gets them on their heels, runs them. And you could see it last game. If he wasn't getting a layup, kicking it back out, maybe getting a 3. Or kicking it back out and Kemba gives a pump fake and he gets a layup. But the first point of attack has been Randall. And I have been loving that. I have been a little hesitant to say Randall can be a point forward and initiate an offense because he just can't. His handles aren't that good. He's very tall. When you're dribbling up higher, you're more susceptible to a double team, to someone poking the ball away, which we see often. But he's fast, he's big, and he's left-handed. And those 3 things make him a menace in the open court. When the defense is backtracking, what can they do? It's like Giannis in the fast break. You really just can foul him. That's all you can do. When someone is that big, that fast, that dexterous, the defense has problems. So we saw that. Randall was getting layups left and right. We saw it against Golden State because they have no center, breaking them down, making them work for it, and getting fast points. We like that. So we continued that last night, and it's been working really well. Shout out to user Aesop Fetty with that wonderful observation. I don't know why we should get you a job at the Post because they're not doing it over there. They're not talking basketball. They're talking nonsense. So if you want to talk basketball, here we are. Here's what we're doing. Randall's initiating offense, and by initiating, we mean not a set offense, a fast driving pace. He's taking people by himself, 1-on-3, 1-on-4, 1-on-5. Yes, that's an issue for Randall to lose the ball, but it also presents opportunities to kick out, get open threes. Grimes in the corner, Grimes in the other corner, Burks from the elbow, Kemba from the top of the key, Fournier from the elbow. Like, that's why fourth quarter, that's what that lineup looked like. Shooters and Randall. I think Taj was in too. I want to say Taj was in too. Yeah, he was. So it was Taj, Randall, Kemba, Grimes, Fournier, and I think Burks got subbed out here and there. So my dude Joe Yolk over at Big Knick Energy, the host of the podcast over there, tweeted after the game, this is a coaching mistake, that Thibodeau should be looked at harsher for leaving Burks, Kemba, Fournier in at the end because their defense wasn't that good. They weren't getting the long rebounds. It was basically breaking down at the top of the key. So where those 3 guys were is where it was breaking down. And of course, they were breaking down with no problem because they're getting to the paint, and who's there is only Taj, and then Fournier was coming to help, and it was just a travesty. Just a travesty. So I can agree with Joe, definitely. That those guys are an issue on defense. But if I'm going into Thibs' mind, those guys are in there because they can handle the ball well. They're not going to get flustered and throw it away. And they can shoot the ball well. So if they do get an open look, it's likely going to go in. The issue is very little ball movement in the fourth. The plays they were trying to run weren't working. I remember a few times where Burks was initiating offense. Randall was initiating offense. They were trying to do what looked like a handoff screen, specifically on the right side, to get Randall curling around to the left side. And they defended it well. Trailblazers defended it well. They got up in Randall's chest. They knew what the play was, and they broke it down. And then once that handoff wasn't there, Burks is just like, what do I do now? So that was hard to watch. And it's one of those things where you know you need to score. Excuse me, my computer's making noises. But you know you need to score, and the play breaks down, and then you're like, bzz, beep. They don't know what to do. So we need a point guard. We've been saying this. I've been saying this and saying this and saying this. Trade deadline comes and goes, and we still don't have a point guard. And Kemba actually had a good game last night. I really wish we got the win because that would have been a great utilization of a good game from Kemba. But we didn't get the win. We didn't initiate the offense in the fourth successfully, efficiently. And most egregious, we gave up a ton of rebounds on the defensive end. So they got opportunities at the end. Like a minute and a half left. We get some points. I think it was a 6-point game, maybe even 4. But either way, it was a 2-possession game with a minute and a half left. And Portland comes up, and it's like they get 4 shots in a possession because we just can't get the rebound. And a lot of it is not on Taj. Most of it is on Fournier and the wing defenders not boxing out. Grimes was in the mix, but also I praised Grimes for this against Golden State, that he was just reading the ball off the rim really well, bopping it out, and then Robinson ended up getting an offensive rebound a couple times, which was great. But that doesn't work on defense so well when you're running around trying to finesse a tip out. And the reason it doesn't work so well is because you're leaving your guy. So Grimes is focusing on the ball bouncing out of the rim and not focusing on the guy he's supposed to be defending, and it turns out that guy got the rebound, So him and Fournier were struggling on the wings there. And, it's just a really bad breakdown. And it's one of those feelings where it's like, oh, shoot, we had the lead. All right, we're up 16, fine. Now we're up 12, fine. We just need to get a point. And they just didn't score. I forgot what the statistic was, but they didn't score in like half of the fourth quarter. They went on like a 20-something to 2 run, I think. And that just shows, how you come back in the NBA. You just keep executing, keep getting stops, keep executing, keep getting stops. Thibs called some times out, came back, and they didn't do anything. They tried to run some plays, didn't run them that well. We got stops. They missed the basket. We didn't get the rebound. And we lost the game by a significant margin, too. I think we lost by 9 at the end of the day, which was just bad. Because we were up, winning, playing dominant basketball. Those Portland fans were shocked, too. They were like, oh, we came back? Yeah, those are those new players you guys just got, all right? Don't sleep. So, listen, good game for 3 quarters. Yo, Grimes on defense, Grimes on offense, like this is what's carrying me through my Knicks fandom right now. IQ and Toppin are on the slide. But Grimes, coming right up. I love that. I love it. Hitting threes, getting steals, making passes. Like, this dude's a rookie playing at this level. What a big pickup. What a great pickup for the Knicks. And I see why when people are calling and asking about him, we're like, yeah, no. We're keeping this guy. So I'm hoping Top and IQ can get out of their little slump. I really need RJ back from his injury. You know, please rest up. Take all the time you need. Just come back healthy. Same with Rose. Same with Noel. We could have really used Noel last night, too. I know people hate on his hands and whatever, but he's a defensive stopper, and they wouldn't have been getting those layups in the fourth if we had Noel in there. And they knew that. Once it was only Taj, they knew that. Yo, Sims got some minutes. Not looking too great. You want to know what I'm noticing with Sims? He's got that, like, typical big guy footwork. Just real heavy feet. Not really fast reaction. And that's all right. That's all right. He can learn the footwork. He can learn the reaction. Like, the game is still probably way too fast for him as a rookie. So he'll get there. I'm not too worried about Sims. But we just didn't have the help we needed on the inside, and that's what sank us. But as for Thibodeau, I said this to Joe, you know, who would you have wanted to see? And I think he wanted IQ for his defense instead of Kemba. And I think, honestly, that probably is the right choice. But we were having problems initiating offense because of their defense, and I think IQ wouldn't have done any better. But we don't know because he didn't play him. So I think there's an argument to be said about Thibodeau's rotations still, and I know a lot of Knicks fans are unhappy about his rotations. But, hey, we got another game coming up. I believe it is OKC. I want to say Monday. Yeah, I want to say Monday. So, you know, we move, right? We this is nothing new for Knicks fans. We know what's up, all right? I hate to say it, but we're used to the despair. We're used to the blown losses. We're used to it, you know? We're used to it, which is sad, but at the same time, it's like it makes it a little bit easier to swallow. So, if you want something to laugh at, check out my other video I uploaded today about Mark Merman and Stephen Bondi. If you want to rage and whatever, go in the comments and rage. Tell me what rotations you would have liked to see. Tell me maybe how we could have broken down their defense. And give me some hope for the future, all right? Give me some hope for the Knicks. Because Quentin Grimes is carrying me right now. I'm up in the clouds with Quentin Grimes just like 5 years from now with a championship. But, hey, listen, that's all fantasy. You know, if you want to talk reality, get at me, all right? Big Nick Burt with the Big Knick Energy. And I'm out. See you on Monday. OKC, let's go.